Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Not a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks lose to the Boston Celtics 99-75. And might I say, a depleted Knicks team loses to the Boston Celtics 99-75. I mean, you know, even though the Knicks only had 8 players and missing 2 starters, the Celtics could only muster up 99 points. But the Knicks could only muster up 75 points. So, you know, I'm just messing with B Smooth here. Terrible loss by the New York Knicks. Terrible loss. And with that, I actually believe we lose the tiebreaker, at least right now, because the Celtics have a better conference record and a better division record, ladies and gentlemen. So we lose to the Boston Celtics. I didn't expect the Knicks to win this game. I didn't expect the Knicks to beat Boston in a home and home, both games. But I didn't expect to have a season low 75 points either. That second half was just putrid, terrible basketball by the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Terrible basketball. Nothing more I can say, but I got Beast moving here, and Tony Crow. So we're going to defend the Knicks. You better believe that. We're still going to defend the Knicks. Not much we can defend for tonight, but we're going to do the best that we can. Before we get this started, I do want to remind you that betting is now legal in New York, ladies and gentlemen. So go into the description when the video is over. Download the DraftKings app. There's a link right there. Affiliated with NBK, so you can get special perks. Go to thrivefantasy.com. Use the code NBK and get your deposit matched up to $100. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and let's get in here, man, because I know B Smooth has some things to say. I don't know if I'm really excited about it, but here we go. Tony Crow, what's popping, man? I'm coming to you first because you're a Knicks fan. Then I'll get to that guy in the green.
What's good, sir? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to B Smooth for making it on. Shout out to you, your blackest time. Let's get it.
B Smooth, what's up, man?
How y'all feeling, man? What's up? It's a great night for me. I don't know how y'all feeling, but it's a great night here. I know people in the chat crying. I know y'all about to cry soon, but it's a great night to be a Celtics fan, man.
You guys notice, for those who were here earlier, he came in with the Knicks blue on.
Here we go.
And now he's got on the Celtics green. If the Knicks would have won, he would have still had that blue shirt on. I don't know. Tony, what's your take on this game, man?
I was pretty upset. It wasn't competitive. I'll be honest. I felt like early on, the free throw shooting was a main factor, and the refereeing was horrible out the gate, and it continued. The Knicks didn't adjust, and I'm gonna credit the Celtics and say they adjusted. They adjusted to the physical play. The Knicks didn't. I think we were mentally weak today.
I think I can agree with that. You know, coming off of a big win, we got off to a good start, knocking down shots, playing some good defense. Well, when the Celtics picked it up, kind of like towards the end of that second quarter, midway through the second quarter, the Celtics really picked it up, and we just couldn't match it. And you know, we didn't have the mental toughness that, like you said, to just play that physical brand of basketball, you know. Be smooth.
You know, for me, I thought my game was on the wrong channel. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought I was watching Golden State in the first quarter. I mean, I'm talking 3 after 3. I see his boy IQ hitting threes, RJ Barrett hitting threes. I didn't know he could shoot like that, to be honest. Then I don't know, all of a sudden, a couple adjustments made by Ime Udoka, and all of a sudden, those threes were not falling no more. And next thing you know, it was cold streaking. Julius Randle turning the ball over, breaking shots left and right. And it looked like an AAU team out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. It looked like it was men amongst boys from the second quarter on. So it's a good day. They're gonna complain about the foul calls, and I know y'all are too, but I'm all here for it because it was both ways.
I mean, I guess it was both ways.
Yes.
I think it was slanted towards the Celtics, just at least a little bit.
I got to see these stats here. How many free throws we take? I'm pretty sure it's similar. It's got to be very close. We're going to check out the stats too.
Let's see. The Knicks took 15 free throws. the Celtics took 17 free throws.
Oh, man, that doesn't sound slanted to me at all.
That's free throws. That doesn't count.
We talk about
fouls.
non-calls.
Yeah. Non-calls and fouls that were on the floor, etc. Things like that,
No, I don't know. I do not know.
Oh, my goodness.
It was both ways. It was physical play. That's what Knicks basketball is all about, physicality. It was physical play on the floor.
Look, when Alec Burks is on a fast break and Richardson can literally pull his shorts right in front of the referee and then get credited for a block, something's wrong with that picture.
Jason Tatum had an and 1-3, no call. Jaylen Brown gets intentionally fouled, no call. It was over and over and over. I saw it all night, man.
You call
Both
that?
ways, it was a great basketball game.
Just because a player falls down doesn't mean they get fouled.
He didn't fall down for no reason. Triple.
Jason Tatum on that 3, he fell down because he was looking for a call. Julius Randle didn't touch him.
Okay, his feet were in his landing area. He was going to touch him. If he doesn't fall, that's a turn ankle just like that. Come on, now we all know about the new rule. It's a flagrant 1. He won more free throws. Get the ball.
I don't know if you could judge that from a flop. He threw himself to the ground basically on a fadeaway.
Literally. But, you know, what did we – I can say this. I had to watch the game on NBA TV, and this was the most fair I've ever heard the Celtics announcers call a game. Normally they're very, very slanted, but I thought they called it pretty fair today. I normally hate listening to the Celtics announcers. I hate listening to them, but I thought they did a good job today. I got to give them that.
Usually I listen to the game without sound. Ever since, rest in peace, Tommy Heinsohn, when he passed away, and Brian Scalabrine, he does a decent job. I don't listen to the sound anymore. However, Knicks games, I can listen to Mike Breen every once in a while. When he's doing the call, I can listen to Homeboy. Walt Frazier as well does the game sometimes. I like to listen to him too.
Yeah, and yeah. The Knicks announcers are pretty good, and I think they're pretty fair. The only thing I don't like about the Celtics announcers is I don't think they're fair.
Walt Frazier is fair?
Yeah.
Walt Frazier thinks every foul call goes against the Knicks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen,
foul.
Look, I've literally heard Walt Frazier complain that an opposing team didn't take a mid-range jump shot when they had it open. I've literally had to hear him catch himself to say, hey, shoot the ball, man. And then catch himself like, oh, shoot, that's the wrong team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. But
looking at giving each other's announcers credit.
We'll take that.
But credit comes down to the team. We like that. You got
20-point butt whooping. There's got to be other things to talk about. Celtics broadcasters won.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't show up, man. I mean, what can we really say? I mean, some guys did quickly showed up. I think we should have maybe forced a little bit to him when he was that hot. RJ, I believe, showed up. I think he was hot in the first, but I think he continued playing good. Other than that, some guys were kind of missing.
Hey, Tone, want me to tell you why we didn't show up?
Why's that?
Who was on the injured list?
Oh, here we go.
That's why we didn't show up. Who was on the injured list?
I mean, you gotta admit the Celtic killer was not in the game today. I mean, that's one guy we needed, and with him not here, we needed somebody to replace that production against this team, and we didn't get it.
Right, we didn't get it. When you look at it, man, when you look at the box score of this game, RJ Barrett, 19 points. He started off the first half pretty good. He was knocking down shots. He was knocking down threes. Wide open threes. He was knocking them down. Obviously, like the rest of the team, he faded in the second half, but he had 19.6 rebounds. Emmanuel Quickly played a nice game, 18 points, 4 assists. No turnovers for Emmanuel Quickly. Alec Burks only 8 points, 11 points, and 8 rebounds for Mitchell Robinson. Julius Randle, 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. But Randle also had 6 turnovers. Randle didn't shoot well from the field at all. 31% from the field, and 12.5% from the 3-point line. Terrible. And his 3-point shooting so far this season has just been putrid, man. And he's got to go back to his bread and butter and just get the ball inside. Just go strong to the basket. Stop trying to just go strong to the basket. For the Celtics, they were led by Jaylen Brown with 22 points. What did he have? He had a triple-double, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Jason Tatum had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. The only way that Jason Tatum wins his matchup with R.J. Barrett is because the Celtics won.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, come on. Josh Richardson, 17 points, 2 rebounds. Marcus Smart, 10 points. Let me see. Robert Williams. Man, Robert Williams, he blocks everything.
Aggressive.
He blocks everything. I'm surprised. I don't know where he ranks in the shot blocking for the league, but
I think there's 3 or 4 guys ahead of him. But he's the numbers are all close, 2 points something.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, everything that goes up, he blocks it. 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks for Robert Williams. Al Horford, 3 points, 4 rebounds. But be smooth. What did you think about the Celtics play today, though?
It was really good. I'll be honest. The only downside is I gave people false parlays. I said Jaylen Brown was not going to get 11 rebounds. He got 11, and Jason Tatum had over 35. He got 19 points. But I think the weird thing is we had something special off the bench, which saved us in the second quarter. Josh Richardson, he was incredible. I give it to him. Mid-range was working. 3-point shot was working, getting people involved. Dennis Schroeder, again, didn't score much, but he still got people involved offensively. And defensively, he just honed in, especially in the second quarter. We're giving them up free looks. They got a lot of fast break threes that they were taking. However, second quarter, especially third quarter, cut all that out. No free buckets, no free layups, no free threes. Playing good defense. And also, you were saying Julius Randle wasn't driving to the paint. He tried to on Al Horford. It just didn't work. Al Horford guarded this man as well as you can when he's, 5, 8 years older than the man. So you got to give him credit.
I got to give him credit. Al Horford is smart, man. He's a smart defender. Just understands how to play defense and understands how to play even when you don't have how to take angles and those type of things and probably how to scout your player and make him work. Because his tendencies, what he likes to do and doesn't like to do. Just give me. My bad. Sorry about that. And so I gotta give him credit. Gotta give him credit, man. He was he played good defense today. And on the other hand, Julius Randle, I don't know if a lot of it is Randle. Like, for example, I told you I didn't like the matchup. If Al Horford was younger, he would really give Randle trouble. Knocks down an open 3. Randle doesn't even close out. That's in the first half, right? Randle does that a lot, expecting that player to miss, instead waiting for an early rebound. I don't know, Tony.
It was a lot. I think it was a lot of mysteries by Randle, offensively and defensively. I think a lot of times he bailed Horford out when he should have took the shot and pump fake, and then by the time he took it, it was too late, or reverse. Maybe should have drove. But I don't know if it was Al Horford per se defensively. I think it was more Randle in his own head. Like he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't aggressive early, and I think that kind of killed it for him, for his game tonight. Once he wasn't aggressive, he became tentative.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of they didn't straight up double team, but once he made his move to the basket, and he got in the lane, then there were guys helping, and I think that really gave Randle some trouble, and then they were physical, so a lot of times he's going to the basket, he gets bumped, and he wasn't able to play through that physicality, and I don't know why, because Randle's a physical guy, but he wasn't able to play through that physicality tonight. And then, of course, when he tried to spray it out, it was iffy. The Knicks shot from the 3-point line. I mean, the Celtics shot 41.4%. The Knicks shot 35.5%. It's not bad, but it was, kind of, it's kind of iffy though.
Especially probably shooting 60% in the first quarter. And then,
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Just a tough one. Just a tough one tonight for the Knicks. But we got a rebound. We play San Antonio on Monday. And San Antonio's okay. We beat them earlier, but it's going to be a hostile environment at the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Hostile environment. Be smooth. I know the Celtics. You guys play Indiana. I think you play Indiana twice now in a home and home coming up, right? Do you are you looking right now and saying, okay, you think the Celtics are going to start to get some things on the right track, or you still just kind of like, we scored 99 points against a depleted team? I'll continue to say depleted team.
You can keep saying depleted team. We're depleted as well. It's going both ways.
You're depleted? You're not depleted?
Depleted.
You're missing Peyton. You're missing.
We're still trying to get back into the rotation. Guys playing their high minutes, their volume. It's all about consistency in the NBA season.
Yeah, that's a lot further along than we are right now. I mean, we're waiting for injured guys to come back and all that.
Against Indiana, I think we'll probably split those two games. Lance Stevenson all of a sudden is giving that boys birth. They actually just beat the Jazz tonight, so they're playing really well basketball. Sabonis always a tough match, especially for even now Horford. He's also a smart player, crafty under the rim, and he'll get people in foul trouble really easily. So I think we'll split one of those two games. Tatum will carry. Sabonis probably win another game himself. But man, I will say this: December we played just a tough stretch, a big West Coast trip, playing all these good NBA teams: Lakers, Warriors, Suns. January is a lot easier for us. I think we're going to go on a nice little run. Not saying the third seed or anything, but probably climb to like the 5th seed or something.
5th seed.
Yeah, I mean it's a log jam still in Eastern Conference, but yes, we'll probably climb up.
Wait a minute. You jumped all the way. Wait a minute.
It's not. It couldn't. There's no way the standings for that. Well,
let's see. The Celtics are like the Knicks, 19-21. Oh, yeah. The 5th seed is 22-16. So you're expecting them to go on a run and get to the 5th seed? Like,
yes. 100%. There's only, if I can do math, that's only 3 loss or 3 win difference between us and the Sixers. That's nothing. That's easily make up room.
It is. That's true. Okay. Well, I mean, the Sixers are going to continue to play basketball too. So you think the Sixers are going to fall? They're going to drop?
I never wish injuries on anyone. However, we all know this crazy COVID season we're in. Players come in, players come out. Joel Embiid's never been the healthiest player in the world. He misses games from time to time. Ben Simmons, who knows what happens to him? I think one of those couple teams fall. Whether it's a team like the Cavaliers, are they eventually going to cool off? A team like the Raptors, I think we can definitely climb up the standings.
Okay, we'll see about that. Andrew Nash, he said, I don't understand why Quickly didn't have the ball in his hands more. He was making things happen, and he was efficient with the pick and roll game. You know what? I agree. I think that Quickly did play a good basketball game. I thought he played a good floor game, and he probably should have had the ball in his hands a little bit more. We talk about it all the time with Tom Thibodeau and making in-game adjustments. It doesn't happen. The Knicks have their, if you want to call it style of play. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to go away from it. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do, and this is how they play, and it makes it difficult sometimes. I agree. Listen, the Knicks need to have a point guard that has the ball in their hands so that they can make this offense hum and they can utilize all the weapons that they have. Because while Julius Randle does what he can, he's just not that guy. He's not LeBron. He's not going to make the offense hum. I want Julius Randle to just be able to get the ball, go one-on-one, bust up Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, guys like that, do what he does, and then let the point guard get everybody else involved. That's what I want.
I'm sorry, I want to make sure I heard this correctly. You're saying he's not that guy as in he's not LeBron, or not that guy as a franchise player?
Well, I believe that we need 1 or 2 guys better than Julius Randle. I don't think that he's a number 1 guy in the NBA. Okay. You know what I mean?
Is he a number 2? You're saying 1 or 2, so is he number 2?
That I don't know. He could be a two.
Wow.
I don't know. And the reason why I say that is because we know he was with Kobe and he was with Anthony Davis, but being the player that he is now, we haven't seen him next to somebody who's better than him to see how that looks when there's someone who's better than him on the team. So I don't know how that looks yet. You know what I mean? I don't know how that looks.
Let me ask you this, Sim. Do you think he's, I don't want to say trying to be LeBron, but do you think that's what he's working towards, like himself? I'm not asking you if he can reach it. I'm saying, do you think that that's what he's striving to be, a LeBron type of player? Because that's what I see, and him not wanting to conform. And I'm not even saying, it's hard for me to explain this because he is the best guy on the team. He has a hard time relinquishing responsibility or relinquishing that number one option. He wants to be the decision maker in it, as well as, so if I'm not making the shot or taking the shot, I'm creating the shot. It's coming from me, and I think that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's working towards. I'm not saying he'll reach it, but I think that's maybe what we're seeing.
Man, is he trying to be that guy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to be that guy, or is this what the Knicks are asking him to do, and so he's doing it. You know,
he can't in his own mind be saying, "I'm just holding this down until the guy better than me comes." You know what I mean? Until the real number. You know what I mean? Like that has to be his mindset. I'm trying to be the number one guy and bring the Knicks where I could bring them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're an athlete, you're not thinking anything less than I want to win a chip, right? If you're the best guy on the team, doesn't your mindset have to be that? You know what I mean? So and watching his game, the way he's playing, like I think he's having a hard time figuring out like when I have to score and when I have to facilitate. But for one thing for sure, he's trying to do all of it.
right? I mean, I agree. I don't think he's sitting around waiting, saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to get a number one here." I don't think it's like that. But I do think he knows that, in my mind, that he's not a LeBron and he's doing what he can do, but he doesn't have this. I mean, maybe he is fooling himself. I don't know. But, he's got to know he doesn't have some of the same playmaking skills that a LeBron has or that, Chris Paul has to be that guy the entire game. Most guys, when you play basketball, you know your skill set. And I think you understand what you can and can't do. Now, if you decide to try to play above what you can and can't do, then that's a fault on you, in my opinion. But I think most guys know their skill set, but they're also going to do what's being asked of them.
I also think Tatum is in that same situation. I think where both teams are lacking is a floor general point guard. I think somebody who's going to be the primary decision maker and feed you easier baskets. And then you can have your time of taking over. But I think that's the problem with both these teams right now. I think Tatum kind of does the same thing. Jaylen Brown is more of a complimentary player, even though I feel like he's a better player than Tatum.
Wait, hold on now. Now you confused me now. Hold on.
I'm
so
saying
JB's complimentary, but Tatum, he's better than Tatum?
Let me rephrase complimentary, because I think Brown is better. I think if Brown was trying to be the guy, the number one guy, and finding Tatum, I think y'all would be a better team.
Hell no. No shot, no chance. Again, hey, Jaylen Brown averages more turnovers than assists. He had a great game today, triple-double, first career triple-double, no shot. Yeah, I do agree we do need a playmaker. The Knicks need a playmaker as well. I was asking for Rondo is available. The Cavaliers got him because of Rick Rubio. The Knicks should have gotten him. The Celtics that would have been an amazing fit for both these teams.
I agree.
Especially for Celtics. We haven't had a true Chris Paul-esque trying to just get people their shots since Rondo. We've had Kyrie, Kemba Walker. Y'all had Kemba Walker as well right now. Just a score-first guy is not the greatest thing when you have another guy, especially a wing or forward, that can score the ball. I don't know. You would want that true playmaker.
Basically, what I'm saying is Tatum is a scorer, straight-up scorer. Brown got the triple-double today. I'm surprised this is his first because he can pass, he can shoot, he can rebound better than Tatum, in my opinion. And better defense.
I'll give you the defense. He can't rebound better than him. He can't pass better than him. Nah, it's not no shot, bro. Julius Randle's a good player, though. And again, I'm going to keep beating this nail. My guy Sim 3 months ago said he'd take Julius Randle all day over Jaylen Brown. I'll never forget that statement. I'm going to keep looking back on that statement because eventually we're going to see a trade happen where Julius Randle might not be on the Knicks. I'm just going to say it here. I'm just looking forward to it.
And we might see a trade happen where Jaylen Brown's not on the Celtics.
That's also very true.
I heard that they were willing to move Jaylen Brown. So
for another star, yeah. For another star. Let's make sure that part's also the statement there too.
Well, what would you do if they traded Jaylen Brown for Julius Randle? How would you feel?
I'd move somewhere else. I'd be all in the Magic, man. Something, man. What? No shot. Actually, it's the Jaylen Brown jersey right here. Again, if he's big in Atlanta, he played basketball here. No shot. It'd be travesty. Julius Randle's okay. He's good. Y'all have a good player, but there's levels to this. He's not even on Jaylen Brown's level, being honest. He's a good, maybe he's going to make 2 All-Star teams ever in his life, and it won't be this year. He's a solid.
He
I think
won't
the
make it
only
this
thing
year.
Brown does better than him is defend.
We're talking about the same Julius Randle who averages 17 points a game? Talking about that one?
He averages 19
And
points.
Jaylen Brown averages 24? Okay,
Yeah.
so he averages 24 points.
What did Jaylen Brown? What did JB average last year?
Last year, I think he made an All-Star team. He was like 23, 24.
Okay. All right.
So let's be honest here now.
Okay.
Let's compare these guys.
So why is
He's having a good year.
Hold on,
Randle averaged that last year.
Hold on. If the
25 last year.
Celtics got all these players,
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
right? All these players.
Yeah.
Why is it that they have the same record as the New York Knicks? They got all these stars walking all over the place,
Off a blowout win.
right? Why are they 19 and 21?
Can we blame a rookie head coach? Y'all got a veteran in Tom Thibodeau. We have a rookie head coach in Ime Udoka. First time ever coaching in his life, trying to lead a group of guys come out of Brad Stevens' shoes. All right. Number 2, COVID, injuries. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about we have no shooters on the team and our best shooter is Grant Williams? Can we talk about that? No true point guard. I mean, there's a lot of reason to go to it. The Knicks have great depth. I was told the Knicks have one of the best benches in the NBA. They're solid. They have a lot of good rookies, a lot of good young players. What happened to all the
We do, but do you know that the Knicks have been in heavy protocol the last 3 weeks? I mean,
that's definitely true, man.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hold on, Cole. I'm gonna get to you, bro. I'm gonna get to you in 1 second.
Oh,
Okay.
sounds good, man.
Yeah, the Knicks have been.
I didn't realize I was live.
Yeah, the Knicks have been in crazy protocol the last 3 weeks, and depleted tonight. I mean, we're missing 2 starters.
True. But you know what's funny? It's
And
the
there
same
goes.
2 starters that I heard that y'all were trashing a couple weeks ago. That y'all were begging for them to be benched. I cannot hear, oh, we didn't have these 2 players when y'all wanted them to sit on the pine anyway. We have to sit somewhere.
I mean, listen, Evan Fournier just dropped 41 on you. He's been averaging 35 a game against the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously we needed him tonight because he was going to show up tonight, and he got a contused thigh, so he couldn't show up. But then Derrick Rose is out. Derrick Rose is the reason that the bench is good.
That's true.
So Derrick Rose is out. So, I mean, we and then Nerlens Noel. So we got 2 very good shot blockers. Nerlens Noel, he's been out in health and safety protocol for a while. He's back, but going through reconditioning. You know what I'm saying? So normally it wouldn't be Taj Gibson, it'd be Nerlens Noel. That changes things. It changes things. We got to get healthy too. We got to get healthy too. But, you got 2 All-Stars and you're still 19-21. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about your All-Stars. That's what I'm saying.
I'll leave that alone for now because I know we're going to get back to it hopefully eventually. All I know is when it's playoff time, I had the bet back in the day who's going to go further in the playoffs. I'll take my 2 All-Stars over the, as Tony put it, the complimentary star in Julius Randle. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let me get to this caller here. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Hey, how's it going, man? My name's Julio. I'm out of Colorado. I'm kind of a baller myself. I've been working on the handles, but tough game tonight, man. I definitely saw that, but I've got a little bit of an issue.
All right.
So sports gambling is legal here. I kind of gambled away all my child support money, man. I need y'all to start doing better. Goddamn.
Hey, if you gamble the way your child support money, bro, I can't help you. You should have paid that
I trusted
child
y'all, bro.
support.
I had faith, man.
You should have, bro. You should have paid your child support. I don't know. You better get a job. You got a job?
I've got 2, man. One of them was sports gambling. I don't think it's good. It's not going well, man.
Hey, I have a 1-800 number that I can give you. As a matter of fact, if you go in the description of this video, there's a 1-800 number that you might need to call.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. What does that number bring me to?
It's going to bring you to someone that helps out people who have addictions for gambling. That's what it's going to bring you to,
shit, man. Well, look, little Jemiah, man, he's chilling, dude. I bought him some new Jordans. He's good. He don't need that child support money this month. So
right,
I'm thinking maybe when I get my paycheck in next game, I'll go a little crazier, man. I just want some faith that, I'm going to make some earnings, man. Because if I can't pay my child support this month, man, I'll just go double next month, man.
Hey,
Judge can't say shit about that.
Hey, keep the language cool, but I tell you what, go to thegameday.com, go to thegameday.com, and on thegameday.com, you get all of your information that you need to make the right bets. All right.
Hey,
and then after you do that, call that 1-800 number. But man, I'm gonna let you rock. I appreciate your time. Appreciate your call,
good,
man.
Man. I appreciate y'all. Good luck. Yeah, man.
Later, man. Oh no, Tony.
You handled that like a professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, I swear to you, I did not set up that call, but it turned into the perfect opportunity to plug thegameday.com, but I did not set that up. I promise you. I don't know where people come from sometimes, man. Let me get you another call. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please. Hello.
Hi, my name is Sophie Davidi.
I don't know about that. What's going on? What's going on tonight?
I know what's going on.
It must be Celtics fans.
Celtics fans. That's exactly
Celtics fans trolling. I don't know about this one. This is the Knicks fans putting on a show right now.
It must be Celtics fans. Celtics fans must be.
100%.
I don't know what's going on. It must be
Be
Celtics fans.
smooth. Then put a secret message out to his members. Like, listen, I'm gonna be on MBK.
Man, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, let's get back to talking basketball.
Let's get it.
Man, let's get back to talking basketball. When you look at, man, let me get up just some numbers behind the game real quick. Pull this up really quick. Shoot percentages and all those type of things, because the Knicks in that second half, they just shot putrid and ended up shooting for the game just 36.7% for the game. You're not going to win. You're just not going to win games shooting that way. It's no two ways about it. The Celtics, they ended up shooting 47% from the field tonight. The Knicks, they lost the rebounding battle. Unlike the previous night, the Knicks lost the rebounding battle 45-40. 13 assists for the Knicks, 26 for the Celtics. Both teams with 8 steals, 8 blocks for the Celtics, 4 for the Knicks. Both teams normally take care of the ball anyway. 12 turnovers for the Knicks, 6 of them by Julius Randle, 10 for the Celtics. Again, the Knicks shot 36.7% from the field, the Celtics 47.4%. The Knicks 35.5% from 3, the Celtics 41.4% from 3. The Knicks shot 40%.
Damn.
40%. From the free throw line. What are we supposed to do with that? 40%. So even if we did get foul calls and get to the line, we wasn't going to knock them down anyway. Right? What are we supposed to do with that? That's terrible.
That's that mental toughness I was talking about.
It's terrible. Points in the paint, the Celtics, 42, the Knicks, 24. Second chance points, the Knicks had 23, the Celtics 7, but that's really because the Knicks shot terribly. And then down the stretch of the game, Mitchell Robinson was, started grabbing a couple of rebounds and getting some putbacks. Not the stretch, but, when the game was kind of out of hand. Fast break points, the Celtics 7, the Knicks 3. Story of the game, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks are led by R.J. Barrett with 19 points. Jaylen Brown had 22 points. Julius Randle had 12 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 11 rebounds for the Celtics. Julius Randle had 6 assists. Jaylen Brown, 11 assists for the Celtics. Quentin Grimes, the only Knick, well, not the only Knick with a block, but had 1 block leading the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson didn't lead the Knicks in blocks, but Robert Williams, he had 4 blocks on the night. There you go. That's just, I mean that tells you the story of the game right there. When you look at 36.7% from the field, 35.5% from 3, 40% from the free throw line, I think that tells you everything you need to know about the Knicks scoring tonight, man.
I don't think you'll beat any team, and I don't think the opponent will matter with those numbers.
Yeah. So what you're saying right there is not what the Celtics did, is what we did to ourselves, right? Celtics really didn't have much to do with that.
Were y'all playing by yourselves or another team on the floor that like what was going on here, bro? Hold on now. I will say this: looking at those numbers, those are pretty bad. And I honestly think it's just one of those really, really awful games. I don't know if y'all are that bad of a free throw shooting team, but that's 40% is awful. Like I didn't know RJ Barrett was that bad at shooting free throws. That's crazy.
I think we were high on the list, right? In free throw percentage.
No, we shoot like 77% from the season.
That's not good at all.
No, that's not good. We haven't been shooting good from the field at all. I mean, from the season, from the free throw line at all this year. Anytime we get to the line, you can almost book it that the Knicks are going to go 1 for 2.
Yeah. Damn. Well, Quickly was leading the league in percentage.
Yeah, Quickly.
And he missed the free throw tonight.
Yeah. Let me try to get to another call here. Maybe we actually have a fan that wants to talk about basketball. Caller, you live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Yeah, this is Tony from Brooklyn.
What's going on, Tony? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good. I'm not feeling good, but I'm doing good.
All right. All right. Talk to me about the game tonight. How you feel about this game tonight?
Okay. Here's the thing. We're not going to win too many games with 13 assists. The ball doesn't move.
Right. Okay.
We're sure not going to do that. And then you miss all those free throws. That's the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Now, I mean, the ball stuck a little bit. We also did miss some open shots. I think we were getting open shots from the beginning, and then when we started missing, then we started going 1-on-1.
Oh, that's true. But here's the thing. We could look back on games gone by where we have a problem with moving the ball. Mm-hmm. If you look at the entire league, you can see the teams that win is the teams that have a lot of assists. That's a fact.
Oh, that's true. You're right. There's no doubt about it. And the Knicks average like 22 assists on the season. That's not enough. Maybe even lower than that.
And they had 13 tonight.
Right, 13.
So we're not going to win like that. Now, here's another thing. I mean, I've been a Knicks fan since 1969. I've been there. I never left them. Still, Knicks are still my team because I'm a New Yorker. So I have to root for New York teams. Now, I hear fans talk about trading guys, and one problem that New Yorkers have is they're not patient. I remember 3 of the greatest players that ever played the game played on a team. That was Will Chamberlain, Edwin Baylor, and Jerry West. And they lost to the New York Knicks. And that was basically the same problem that we are going through right now, is the fact that the team you're just putting the team together. Basketball is a true team game. You have to know each other. You have to learn each other, where this guy likes the ball, and then you really get a team together. But for shouting out about right now, look, here's a problem that the Knicks have right now. We have no shooters. When I say we have no shooters, we have a lot of one-on-one players. We don't have guys who could catch and shoot. We don't have guys who could make plays for the other guy. Okay, we have one-on-one players. You do need one-on-one players, but the Knicks is loaded with one-on-one players. There's nobody really on the team. There's basically probably one catch and shoot guy, which is funny, and he's not accustomed to the team yet. I'm down on him also because I don't think he's giving me what we expected. But then again, they have to learn each other. Julius Randle, the coach needs to take the ball out of his hands. You got to take the ball away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you do it when you have nobody in there to run the team? He's your best player. So while we're calling for this guy's head, we have to look at the big picture. He is your best player right now. So you have to give him the opportunity to do what he did last year. Now, RJ.
I think he's had a lot of opportunity this year to do what he did last year. It's just not happening for him this season.
It's not happening, but I attribute that to the team not knowing each other right. Because you got two new. Look, a point guard is a very, very important part of a team. The point guard is a very important part. Now you put a point guard in there, and a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the guy who used to make the plays for you last year. Now you have that point guard. No, they got to get to know each other. It's just not going to work. It's true. He has. He should be doing. Look, I'm down on the guy because you know what? Some of the plays, some of the time when he turns the ball over, it's disgusting. Some of the times you don't need a coach to tell you that. Look, you have to pass the ball more. It's not everything the coach has to tell you. You're a pro player. You're a basketball player, and you know the game. You know the game more than I do. I never played basketball. I just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've seen, when the ball moves, the teams that win championship, the teams that have the most assists. Those are the teams that win.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. You got to get ball movement, man movement. You know, you got to have the type of offense that makes defenses guess, and the Knicks don't do that right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't do it right now, and that was the purpose of bringing Kemba in. You know, but he's got to be on the floor, and he hasn't been able to be on the floor. So, yeah, it's making it tough.
But Kemba history is not. He's a shoot first point guard. He's not a guy who actually create plays for people, for other players.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But I mean, he is, but he can also make plays.
Yes, he can.
He can make plays. You know what I mean? So even if he's not like the main, if he's not doing Chris Paul, but he can make plays, and that's what the Knicks don't have, is that guy that can really make plays for other people, and I think we're missing that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't have people who can make plays for other people, create plays, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
All the championship teams, that's what they have.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But hey, my man, I appreciate your time. Thank you for your call. Great insight on the basketball game. Have a good one, man. Tony, it's Tony, right?
Thank you, and enjoy your show, man. I always watch it, so I said how to get on. It's my first time calling. I had to get on.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Appreciate your call.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get to another call here. 412, what area code is that?
4-1. I don't know that.
I was just checking to see if that was a Massachusetts area code or not. I was just checking. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Hello there, sir. My name is Rehan. I'm from Brooklyn.
How you doing, Rehan? Appreciate your call.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. What's going on with you guys? How do you feel about this game right now?
I mean, it's a tough one. I didn't really expect to beat the Celtics on a home and home, to win both games. I wanted to win the first game so that we'd have a chance to win the second game, but I didn't expect to only score 75 points.
Yeah, it was quite the embarrassing display overall for us. I kind of feel like rotationally, we didn't give Obi enough minutes. Obi, a lot of people say he could just dunk, but he's a great run starter, great energy provider, and Tibbs has to work more into the rotation because, no one else can really give us that spark. We don't have that one, just like you guys were saying. Randle, he says he's not that guy right now. He could be one day, but it's just going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah. Obi, I feel like ever since Obi's been, ever since Randle came back, obviously the second unit's been, kind of depleted because Alec Brooks had to come into the starting lineup. Derrick Rose isn't there, so you're not getting the same type of play and energy from the second unit that we normally would have had. But ever since he's come out of the starting lineup, it's been 2 or 3 games, and he just hasn't had the same pop, and I don't know if it's because the lineup, the same guys aren't in the lineup, or did he lose some confidence going into that starting lineup and not really playing good? He did have 19 points that one game, but, he was, for the most part, kind of silent in that starting lineup. I wonder if that shook his confidence at all. I don't know. What do you think?
I think overall, honestly, right now, I think Obi should probably be utilized in a Manu Ginobili type of way. Maybe not exactly 6-man, but he comes off the bench, gives a nice spark. I don't think he does well when the game starts, but Randle, he had some rough starts overall. Like, tonight Randle didn't look like Julius Randle. He looked more like Kendrick Perkins with a hotter wife. But, maybe one day if we could switch up the lineup a little bit, we can get Obi back in there. Possibly even trade Randle. He's just, he's more of like he's kind of like Zion Williamson without the injuries. He's just like, severely overrated.
I mean, so you're going to trade Randle and put Obi there? Or what do you trade Randle for?
Oh, absolutely. I would trade Randle for a sack of bricks right now. Well, actually don't need to. We just got to bring him around. He's a brick house himself. But, honestly starting Obi just to have a little bit more of a faster lineup, probably get rid of Randle, pick up, quality point guard, someone like Ricky Rubio or along those lines. Maybe even get Rajon Rondo in there to teach McBride, anything but Kemba.
Well, Ricky Rubio is hurt, and Rajon Rondo just took Ricky Rubio's spot with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we're not getting those two guys.
Yep.
Unless you're talking about next season. But, yeah. Hey.
Yes, I'm talking about next season.
Okay.
This one's a wash. It's like, Tibbs is kind of a joke, man. Like, it's almost like Tibbs is like a fat Luke Walton or something. He's just, he's not really that good of a coach.
All right. Hey, my man. Oh, you called the other day. Is this Pete?
Sir, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about right now.
All right. I don't know. Listen. That guy was from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That guy was from Pittsburgh.
With a lot of Boston references.
The dude Pete, who called, said the same thing about the whole Luke Walton thing. Yeah, that was the same dude, I think. Let me get to another call here. What's going on tonight? Caller, you live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
This is Troy from Brooklyn, New York.
What's going on, Troy? How you feeling?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys? Salute to the channel. Salute to the Pat. First-time caller, long-time listener. Love the show. Keep it up, guys.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call, man. I don't know. What's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, the thought of the game tonight, the energy was in and out. They started off the game good, but then it goes and it comes. Randle, he played okay, but then you see the body language start to change when things are not going right. If you're supposed to be the number one guy for this team, your energy always got to be up there. It can't be iffy when things are not going right. You got to do other things, uplift your team.
Right.
RJ Barrett is starting to get into that role now. I see he's getting more confidence, attacking the basket, not settling, and getting back to how he was playing last season in the second half. So I love that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and we've seen this in the previous game against Boston with R.J. Barrett. He's got to get, when he gets to the basket, we need him to get some lift or something. Either get some lift or figure out some other ways to score when he does get to the basket. Because either he has a hard time making those layups or he's getting blocked by guys who are more athletic. That's my only thing. He's gonna have to find. He's not gonna
try
get
tonight, son.
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna get some lift, right? Because he doesn't have that natural ability. So he's got to figure out how to be crafty around that basket when he gets in there, so that he can score when he does go to the basket.
I agree with that. What do you think about the coaching offensive system? Do you think Tom Thibodeau needs to come up with better schemes to make this team score more than 75 points? Every night is like the scoring is never consistent. It's always some nights you get 80, 85. Some nights you get 105, 110 here, but it's basically always low. It's something that Tom Thibodeau needs to do more offensively to create more shots for these guys to produce more offense. And on the defensive end, if you're supposed to be one of the best defensive coach out there, why is your team struggling to hold down teams from scoring 100 or so more points?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll say this on the offensive side. The Knicks get open shots. Guys got to knock down those shots. But I also believe the way we get open shots needs to be adjusted. Because right now, the way we get open shots is by having the ball, having a defense collapse on Randle, him kick it out to an open shooter. And I'm not going to lie, those guys are open a lot of times and they're not hitting those shots. But if you have more variation on your offense, not only can you find ways to get open shots, you can make the defense have to work a little bit more, have to think a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I think we have a little bit more variation to our offense than we did last season. But I still do think we need more, and we need to use other people besides Randle. Sometimes you can let Randle hang in the corner and let other people go to work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen a couple of things different. I seen something today that I hadn't seen before. Randle had the ball at the top of the key, and they were, R.J. Barrett, Alec Burks, and whoever else, Emmanuel Quickly. They kind of did like a weave around Randle, and then he found Alec Burks on the backdoor cut to the basket. Burks didn't end up taking the shot. He dribbled back out. There were defenders in those guys on backdoor cuts, especially Burks on backdoor cuts a little bit more in recent games. So maybe that is an evolution, something that's getting better for the Knicks. But, we need more. We only scored 75 points tonight. Even though, you got Fournier and Kemba and Rose out, you can score more than 75 points. Come on.
Before I go, you're a coach. When the team is struggling like this, your starting five is struggling like this, and you're keeping them in long. I know you're trying them to figure out ways to score or get better. Do you need to substitute or change your philosophy of say, okay, these group of guys are not doing it for me. Maybe I need to bring in some fresh legs. Before I go, so can you answer that for me?
Yeah. I mean,
to do something like that when the team is not producing the way he wants them to do that. Okay, I need to bring in this young leg. Let me bring in this guy. Hey, maybe I can get better offensive. So salute to the chat. Salute to the pal. Love you guys. Great show. Continue listening. Have a good night, guys.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, listen, I can point to today. We get to it's first quarter. The Knicks are up 10, I believe, and I don't know, maybe 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and about a minute and a half, about 5 minutes, the Celtics had already made some substitutions, right? I think I don't remember who it was, but they made some substitutions. The Knicks, on the other hand, still had the same starting 5 men until about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And I'm looking at Julius Randle, Jaylen Brown, has got the ball, and Julius Randle's guarding him, and he looks tired. You know what I mean? And I mean that I always wonder, why is it that Tom Thibodeau goes with that first unit so late into the first quarter? Why not make that substitution just a little bit earlier so that those guys can be a little bit fresher? Would it have made any difference tonight? I don't know. But this happens a lot with the Knicks, you know what I mean? Where he kind of rides Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and those guys, down to the bone, you know what I mean? And then, with a minute left in the first quarter, makes a substitution. And so I don't know. And then those guys didn't even get to rest that much, because when the second unit came in, Celtics really started going on a run. About 7 minutes left, 7 minutes and 40-something seconds or something like that left in the second quarter. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson come back in for Obi Toppin and Taj Gibson. Yeah, I mean, and this is, this happens with Julius Randle at least, even when we have a full lineup. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Be Smooth, and ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you subscribe to Be Smooth's channel. I know you're not Celtics fans, but what I need you to go there and just get some intel, because he might be, saying some stuff about the Knicks. So I need you to let me know if he's saying some stuff about the Knicks, man. So make sure you go subscribe to Be Smooth. I'm putting his YouTube link in the chat right now, and it's also in the description of the video. So make sure you go subscribe to his channel. But Be Smooth, did you notice anything like that? You're probably paying more attention to the Celtics, but you notice anything like that about the Knicks tiring down?
I will say, hey, I really do appreciate that. I'll talk about the Knicks whenever they're relevant. When they're playing good basketball, we'll talk about the Knicks basketball.
Okay.
Regardless, I saw something at the end of the second. I think it was the end of the second half, the end or the first half, and it was a couple seconds down, winding down. I believe Tatum had the ball, and he had Grimes on him, and Brown had Julius Randle on him, and Tatum goes and calls over Jaylen Brown to come set a screen. I'm thinking, does Tatum really want Julius Randle to guard him? That's obviously confidence. And also maybe saying Julius Randle can't guard me whatsoever. Now they ended up kicking out to Jaylen Brown. They hit the little, basically buzzer-beating 3 in the first half. But it's like, damn, seeing Julius Randle basically hands on his knee saying, wow, he's actually calling over for me to be in a defensive play is a crazy thing to see. Even in the first quarter, I'll say this, we brought in, I think, Josh Richardson. I believe Dennis Schroeder came in a little bit too. And on that, maybe like the 6-minute mark, 5-minute mark in the first quarter. I think Tom Thibodeau's just known for having his guys play long minutes. He did that with Minnesota. He did, I think, his first original stop with the Bulls, and now he's doing it again. It's just who he is. Don't understand it, but most of those guys run down by the time it gets to the playoffs. Did it happen last year in the playoffs? Is that why they played so poorly? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Tony, what do you think, man?
Oh, no, I was going to say definitely subscribe to his channel. He's hilarious, especially after Celtics lost. Like
you don't happen very often.
You got the same amount as we, but
got the same amount as us. So I mean,
but good content, and I appreciate you joining us, bro. I don't know if you would have showed up had we won though.
I made a promise I'd be here regardless of the outcome. It's just better that the outcome was on my favor.
Yeah,
and the Knicks played like trash, so it was better from both sides.
Man, you were. What was the question, Sam? I'm sorry, I had
about Tom Thibodeau and the substitution patterns, or not really the patterns, but leaving. I guess it's the pattern, leaving Randle, RJ Barrett, those guys in just for too long, especially in that first quarter.
In the first quarter, I can agree, but down a stretch, in the fourth, I understood him bringing them back early. And then, kind of leaving them in a little bit late in the fourth. I understood that a little bit more than early on. The problem is we don't traditionally come off to a good start. So once we did, it's kind of like do you want to stop that run? You know what I mean? Like we usually the bench is usually coming in and providing the spark. So if the starters are hitting, you kind of want to ride that wave. You know what I mean? And then another problem is the main two guys on our offense off the bench was starting. So what was the bench going to provide at that point?
Yeah, I mean, but why not? Who did he go with off the bench? Obi, Taj, Grimes. Right? How come not give McBride and Knox a couple of minutes? Even if it's just a couple minutes, just to help ease the pressure from some of those other guys. You know what I mean? And you know McBride can play defense.
I agree. I think Grimes Deuce should have got in at some point, but because we needed the defense. But even in the first quarter, Quickly was our offense. So it's like, he could have kept Quickly in and put Deuce in, maybe, you know what I mean? But I understand him putting Grimes in, who's also been an offensive threat, recently or whatever. Or not recently, but we know he could shoot. You know what I mean? So Deuce hasn't really been shooting well lately. So maybe he was just trying to keep the offense. Yeah. But that's always in the loss. We always could question every single move. Right. You know what I mean? In a way that's like, oh, he's the greatest coach ever. Those decision making. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, the Celtics play Indiana next. You know, what is your next? What is your schedule for the next few games? The Celtics.
He said it gets easier.
The whole month of January is pretty. I'm not gonna say easy, but it's definitely a lot simpler for us. We're gonna pull up our schedule here.
And do you have a tough stretch that you're not looking forward to, or you're saying let's get these wins now before this tough stretch, or what? No, was December the tough stretch?
The whole December was our tough month. It was the gauntlet, we called it. In January, the toughest team we play, we're gonna play Philly. After Indiana, we play Chicago. 2 good teams. After that, Miami at the end of the month. We're playing teams that are either not very good or teams basically the same level we are. Teams like New Orleans, Charlotte, Portland, Washington, Sacramento, Atlanta, Detroit, Orlando. We're playing really, really subpar teams or teams that are at least equal to us. So I'm telling you, you can win 10 or 14 games here and go on a mean run here. Now, knowing the Celtics, we blow most of these games, we're supposed to beat them. But regardless, you could easily pull out 9 wins out of this whole group of January. So it's looking good.
Yeah. It's not as favorable for the Knicks. The next 8 games, 7 games, something like that, are games that are winnable. Same situation, right? But when we get to January 23rd, that's when the schedule really gets tough for us. Right, so over the next few games, we play San Antonio, Dallas, Atlanta, Charlotte, Minnesota, New Orleans. Right, so that's like the next 5 games. And then once we hit January 23rd, we got the Clippers, the Cavs, Miami, Milwaukee. Right, so that's a tough 4-game stretch. Then we play Sacramento, and then we play the Memphis Grizzlies at home. That's going to be a tough game. Ja Morant and those guys, they're playing great basketball.
Really well.
And then we go on a 5-game road trip. We play the Lakers, the Jazz, the Nuggets, and the Warriors.
Man.
Right. And then we play Portland. All right. We play Portland and OKC. Portland's not playing that well this season at this point. OKC, they're not that good, but they just beat us the other day. Right. And then after we play OKC, then we play Brooklyn, Miami, Philadelphia, Phoenix, and then the Clippers.
That's a tough 2.5 months, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is rough.
That's a rough stretch. We've got to take advantage of what we can before we get to that January 23rd date, man. But wow, it's a rough
I got a question.
Stretch.
I do have a question. I remember back in the time we had our podcast and you said that there's no chance that the Celtics and Knicks make the playoffs, Knicks would win. looking at that stretch right there and the record that you guys are, there's a chance. Forget just the standings. Y'all don't even make the play-in games. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey,
Y'all are sitting outside looking in.
there's a chance. There's definitely a chance that we don't make that play-in game. But, I'm hoping that somewhere, some way, we reach back to something that we had last season and begin to play good basketball. Because last year, we were hovering around 500, 2 games below, 2 games above, at 500, just hovering around there. And then we had this stretch of games, I think it was like March, where we were like, oh my goodness, this might be bad. This is going to make or break our season. And we go on a 9-game win streak.
Damn.
It surprised everybody, like, whoa,
I'm 13 out of 14, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping we find a way to channel that energy. But I don't know. It's been so rocky this year. We haven't been able to find anything consistent. So it's going to be tough.
To start the year, all I heard was New York Knicks basketball to start the season. Y'all were on fire. Y'all were incredible. And then I guess my question is, I know Tony brought this up when we were talking before, is moves to be made. And I'm not a big fan of just trading your whole team at the deadline. I'm not a fan of that. But something has to happen so your team can bounce back.
Yeah.
Whether it's a small move or a big move.
I agree.
And last year we could credit the Derrick Rose trade as well.
Yep.
To that turnaround.
I mean, we just picked up Ryan Archdiacono,
Archdiacono or something.
Whatever his name is. We just picked him up. I don't know if he's going to be that change, but.
Yeah, maybe in the G League somewhere. He could probably help y'all win something there. But I don't know about the NBA basketball yet.
I don't know. You know what? This is what I hope right now. After I just read something a little, a couple hours ago. I hope that the Knicks go get Halliburton. That's what I hope.
Are they willing to do? I know they have a lot of guards with Davy Mitchell and Fox. Are they willing to? That'd be nice.
They said that they're willing to move Halliburton. Yeah, and if I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to go get him.
You would have to move Barrett, I'm guessing. That'd be the player the Kings would kind of want, would be Barrett.
For Halliburton?
Big wing guy. Yeah, okay, not just for him. It'd be Barrett and someone else. Yeah, y'all don't play Kevin Knox anyway. Put him in the deal too.
I mean, I'd give up Kevin Knox. I'd give up Kevin Knox easy.
We're not moving Barrett for Halliburton.
Halliburton's he's a way better player. Let's calm down here now. Halliburton's a guy that can actually lead your team. Him and Randle be a better combo than RJ and Randle.
I mean, what about giving them a first round pick and OB and Knox?
They'd laugh in your face. They'd laugh and hang up the phone.
I mean,
maybe for Marvin Bagley they do that, but no way for Halliburton.
What's Halliburton doing this year?
He's averaging good numbers. He's shooting threes crazy. Ugly jumper in the works.
I mean, Tony, would you give up would you give up a draft pick and a young player for Halliburton?
Yeah, but I want him with RJ.
I want him with RJ. Right. So how do you do it? How do you do it? Because B Smooth might be right. They might want RJ. How do you do it without giving up RJ?
I think Knox and a pick, or I'll give him the two first round picks that aren't ours. The 2 first round picks, the Dallas pick in 23 and what we got one this year. I think we have a first round pick this year, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure when the Dallas pick is. I don't know.
The Dallas pick is 23. I'm pretty sure.
23?
Yeah, because we had it last year. It was last year, and then it was 2 years apart or a year apart. A gap
you can put in 5 first round draft picks. It ain't working.
Right.
14, 4, and 7.
He is
shooting 44% from 3.
He is.
You're gonna need more than Kevin Knox in a pick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's not gonna be Kevin Knox in the pick, but
I throw OB in there too.
You're basically throwing role players away for a player that actually plays well for them. So I don't know.
I mean,
what's their record?
They're awful. The Kings are awful.
That's what I'm saying. So he's playing well for a team that it's not even close to sniffing the playoffs, right? I mean, what is second?
To be fair, the Knicks in a couple of months not be sniffing the playoffs either. So we gotta make a move here.
I mean, you're right. Well, actually, they are sniffing the play-in. In the West, they're 16-25. San Antonio is 15-23, and San Antonio's in the 10th seed in the West.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know.
Honest, I would like that move. Halliburton on the Knicks. Any true point guard that can actually score the ball a little bit with Randle is a nice move. I'm not a big fan of keeping up because they're going to pay RJ regardless. Are you guys actually wanting to pay him?
I don't know. It's hard to say what the front office is going to do with RJ. It's hard to
Here's
say.
the thing. I don't know if Halliburton is going to demand the respect of Randle to be given the helm, to given control of the ball. He has to have somebody that he respects in this league, and I don't know if he respects him enough. Can he get there? Maybe, but off jump, he's not going to hand him. He's still going to want the ball, want to bring the ball up, want to create for Halliburton rather than let Halliburton create for the team. So we need, Rondo would have been perfect. I agree. You know what I mean? I was screaming Chris Paul the past 3 years when everybody thought I was crazy. So, but that's what we need. Someone who Randle is not gonna hesitate to let create for him.
I'm not all in the the revisionist history, the 2020. Hindsight's always 2020. Obi Toppin, I thought was an interesting draft pick at 9. I would have directed, and Tyrese was on the board. And I thought Tyrese was perfect for the team. I think it'd be a nice little flip to get him now.
Well, see, I wanted Tyrese Halliburton. I really did. So I would love the Knicks to make a move for Tyrese Halliburton. But I'm not going to lie. I wanted Tyrese Halliburton, but I did say if Obi's on the board at that pick,
can't pass up.
I would take Obi, and that was a mistake. Not that I like Obi, but I think Tyrese Halliburton was the fit for this team. And I still think I think he would fit this team really, really well. I see someone say, why are we looking for wings when we need a point guard? Tricky Nicky said we need a true team point guard, and we're talking wings. Halliburton is a true team point guard. That's what we're talking about with that guy. He is a true point guard. He is going to facilitate. He's going to knock down the three when it's open. You know what I mean?
Good defender.
Good defender. I think.
And imagine he's averaging, 14 point, 14, 4, and 6 with behind De'Aaron Fox. So imagine he had his own team. Man, what? He'd average damn near 18, 19 points a game.
I mean, I think he would fit good with this team and give you that guy. He just has a craftiness about him. He understands the game well. He does a lot of little things that I think are winning plays. That's why I wanted him. That's why I wanted him during the draft. He does a lot of little things that I think are winning plays. And I'm not calling him Jason Kidd or even saying he's going to be a Jason Kidd, but when Jason Kidd was on the Knicks, he didn't have the athleticism and all of that stuff, but there were so many little things that he did that helped the team win. Just little things that you forget about not seeing him in the box score that a lot of people just might not recognize on where he told people to stand on the floor. Just little smart plays that he understood on how to capitalize on something the defense did. And I've seen those same type of tendencies with Halliburton. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to be a good player for a long time. If I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to get him. My question is, why is Sacramento willing to trade him?
You have too many guards. Just way too many.
They have Fox. They got
Davion Mitchell. They just drafted.
Yeah, Davion. Yep.
And then obviously you have Halliburton.
Right. So I guess one of them got to go. And,
one of them got to go.
And Fox has a pretty big contract, so he's going to be a lot tougher to trade. He's got a pretty big contract. Do you think the Celtics would be interested in him? Because you guys say, you guys need a floor general too.
No, I don't think that would work. I think what the Celtics definitely need is more of a veteran point guard. I don't know if we're missing a younger piece. We need more of a multiple time, guy that's been in the league here, veteran.
I think we're missing that same type of guy too.
That's what I just said.
Right. I think the Knicks. I think the Knicks are missing that kind of guy too. But I would still take Tyrese Halliburton on this team.
Okay, sure. I would take him. Would it work? I don't know if it would work. I guess the question is, do you think the Knicks can win to get to the ECF this year with Halliburton? I say no. I think Celtics get Halliburton. Sure.
So okay, so you think if the Celtics got Halliburton that they could get to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes, I'm not saying we're not beating the Nets or the Sixers at the conference, but can we get there 100%? or a true guard. Like he's averaging 7 assists, and he's not even a true point guard on the squad. Imagine him running the show.
So why wouldn't it? Why don't you think the Celtics would try to get him?
I don't know if it would work. I don't know if it meshes. For example, as the guy who called in, you can't just put in players into a lineup and think it's all going to work.
Right.
I don't know if bringing another young piece,
Okay.
a team that already has a lot of young talent. Thibodeau doesn't play all those young guys. I feel like it'd work a lot better with him. On the Celtics, we play young guys. That's all we do play is guys that are 3rd, 4th, 5-year guys in the league, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, half our roster are guys that age too, but we just don't have a guy out there that can really put it all together. You know what I mean? And I think he would help in that regard. We do need that veteran. I mean, Kemba's supposed to be that guy, though. But
yeah, true. That's very true.
Yeah, he's supposed to be that guy. But I would go get Halliburton.
Another name, I know people, for the Pacers are saying they want to throw away everything. Malcolm Brogdon's out there for another great. That's a veteran guy you want to bring in who can really defend, can shoot the ball at high clip.
That's
Magic homeboy.
Yeah. I would love for the Knicks to go get Malcolm Brogdon. I don't think he's tradable until the summer because he signed an extension, so they can't even trade him until the summertime. Yeah,
I know y'all don't need wings, so Garrett LeVert's off the board too. So I mean, that's rough.
Yeah, and it looks like Indiana's willing. I mean, I guess they're willing to make some moves.
Even some bonus, yeah.
Yeah, but Brogdon, I wish he wasn't off the board, but I guess because he signed an extension, where was it? Somewhere like October or something like I don't know. Whenever it was, they can't move him until 6 months after that extension,
which is after the deadline.
Yeah, so which is after the deadline. But man, I would love to get him. Here you go, these people again. Well, I don't know these people. I don't know what's going on. You know what? I never used to get prank calls. Now people want to call in and give me prank calls. I don't know what's going on.
Big Smooth's gonna like this comment. The Public Enemy says the Knicks need to trade for Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart or Harrison Barnes and Fox.
So is it someone's birthday or something? Who's giving away these players now? What's going on here? What's going on?
Yeah. Tricky Nicky said he's trying to call in. I thought he said he was trying to call in. Go ahead, Tricky Nicky, call in. I thought that was maybe you, but give me a call, man. He said I got him on fire because Halliburton is not a point guard.
What?
He said, I read it.
He doesn't listen. He doesn't have to be. If you don't want to call him a point guard, or you want to call him a shooting guard, call him whatever you want. He can facilitate the team.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. I don't care if he's a center. He can facilitate out there on the floor. All right, that's what I'm talking about, man. Someone who has the natural ability to facilitate, like Julius Randle. He's in that role, but he's not a natural facilitator. His first thought isn't, let me really survey what's happening out here and make the right play. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he has the basketball IQ for that. Tyrese Halliburton does. I mean, that's what I'm talking about with Tyrese Halliburton. Caller, you live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
What's going on, Sam? Ron, still Knicks fans?
Ron, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm chilling. What's up to Tony Crow? What's up to my man B Smooth in the building? Appreciate you.
Somehow. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I'm just all this trade talk, and then the fact that Halliburton might be somebody the Knicks can get. I'm getting a little excited, man. But I just don't know if the Knicks is willing to pull the trigger on stuff, because if you could, I would love to get Halliburton over here and maybe see if they'd be willing to part with Harrison Barnes. I think that would be a nice mix for the Knicks.
Oh, say that again?
Oh, sorry. Maybe you couldn't hear me.
No, I heard you. I'm just trying to comprehend it.
Oh, okay. So I was saying it would be nice to see if the Knicks could pull off a trade where they could bring in Harrison Barnes as well as Halliburton. And, Harrison Barnes is making about $20 million a year. That's a contract that maybe Sacramento's willing to move on from because they're going in a different direction. Maybe we can absorb that. Maybe Fournier would have to get up out of here. But, of course, that gives them back that same type of contract, but gives them a different type of player that they can use. He's I would say, more efficient than what they have had from Buddy Hield. because Buddy Hield's very up and down, and he makes a lot more money. So I'm just saying maybe that gives them some flexibility to make some moves. They got Fournier to replace him.
So we send in Fournier. We take back Harrison Barnes and Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, obviously it's going to be Fournier, draft pick, somebody young, whatever.
Right.
And then that gives them the ability to move Buddy Hield someplace.
Yeah, because I think for whatever reason, Sacramento just never really wanted to retain Buddy Hield. They did it because I think he was a young player. He gave them something on the offensive end, and maybe the fans liked him. But I ever since I've watched Sacramento, they've always been trying to trade Buddy Hield. So I don't even know why they gave him, the money that they did. So I think they'd definitely be willing to move him and go in a different direction. They're not unless I'm wrong, I don't think they're thinking of doing a full rebuild like a Detroit or Orlando is willing to do.
Who, Sacramento?
Yeah.
They might as well do a full rebuild.
Right.
When's the last time that they were? I mean, last year Sacramento was 31-40. Well, they were 31-41 last year. I guess maybe they thought this season they would be able to take a step forward, and they haven't been able to. I don't know.
And they've had some really their coaching has been piss poor. So I think that if you just give them a little different direction, change a couple players around, and give them a much better Kenny Atkinson might be a really good coach for Sacramento. I don't want that to happen because I'm still holding out the fact that maybe Kenny Atkinson will be the coach of the Knicks one day. But that might change everything around for a team like them.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'd have to give up 4 picks in that trade.
We got 17.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I think for Halliburton,
I'm not against it.
For Halliburton, you're definitely giving up you're giving up a first round pick for sure. Do they want some second round picks? Yeah, I don't know. And you're definitely giving up some young players, or a young player at least. So
yeah, it's how long do you hold on to these? I mean, come on, 17 draft picks. I get it. I like the draft capital, but at certain points, you got to use some of this capital. It's going to be digging a hole, and you're not going to do anything with it. Tibbs, as long as he's here, he's not playing all these young players.
A lot of those draft picks are for the summer of 2023, those second round picks. So, they've got to figure out something to do with those picks between now and next summer. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah. So somewhere along the line, those picks are going to be moved. We don't want to do like the Celtics did.
What?
Right.
What did the Celtics do?
Huh? What did Danny Ainge do? He was scared to make a move, kept
that's
holding
true.
on to picks.
I forgot he drafted Jaylen Brown, Terrell Rozier, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart. I forgot about those guys.
We're talking about after that, though. He was hoarding. He made a lot of moves, got a lot of picks, and he was scared to make that move.
We did trade a pick, which turned out to be Colin Sexton for Kyrie Irving, but we're gonna forget it like that today.
I get it. I get it. I'm just saying it seemed like for a while he was afraid to make a move.
We did.
And you got to cash in those chips sometimes.
True.
The Knicks got all these, and in 2023 it's supposed to be a year when I guess high school players are able to enter the draft. So that year, that draft pool is going to be pretty deep. So that's why I think those second round picks are valuable. Because there may be some first round talent in the second round. A lot of first round talent in the second round, possibly.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah. So
what I want a question for B Smooth is, being that he said that the Celtics team doesn't have that true point guard type, would they be interested in doing something where there's like a 3-team trade, maybe where they can get that type of point guard they're looking for? They've got a lot more assets than we do. I guess. I mean, we got assets, but I think they have better assets that they can move if they're willing to part with them. And maybe a three-team trade that included the Knicks, and maybe we take Marcus Smart off their hands, and they get the point guard they're looking for. Because, if you don't want Marcus Smart, we'll take him. He doesn't answer all of our issues, but we can definitely use him on our team. He gives us that toughness we're lacking.
Oh, he's going to give you toughness, but give you more issues at the same time. So you can have him. You give me some decent picks. Well, you can have Marcus Smart. I give you that.
So what kind of issues do you say, like, for Marcus Smart? What kind of issues do you know?
Marcus Smart, I've always labeled him in my videos as the most frustrating player in the NBA. He will give you heart and soul on one possession, do something stupid the very next possession. He'll shoot an air ball 3 and then go steal the ball away on the next end, throw the ball out of bounds, trying to pass to somebody. That is who Marcus Smart is in a nutshell. He turns the ball over at a high clip. Tonight, he was pretty solid, but he will act like he's Marcus or Steph Curry. He will shoot 10 threes in a game, 9 threes in a game, and go 2 of 9. And that's who Marcus Smart is. Same time, early in the season, there was a little issue going wrong. He was blaming Tatum and Brown not passing the ball enough. Ended up not happening at all. No one passed the ball to him anyway. But he was upset that the ball wasn't getting swung around, especially to him in the corners shooting 3. So Marcus Smart's good. He is our longest tenured Celtic that we have on the squad, but he is not going to help our team win a title. I'm sorry, he's not a make or break player. That's who he is.
Okay. All right. Okay. Does the organization feel the same way though?
Fans think Marcus Smart is the greatest thing since sliced bread. However, organization, they probably trade him for anything. They really would. I think the player people are forgetting about, and people just keep acting like he's not in the NBA and he's not good. Ben Simmons is still a point guard. Ben Simmons at 6'10" would be a great player for the Knicks to have, or the Celtics have, for any team to have as a defender and a playmaker and a rebounder. So I don't know. Keep him in the thoughts as well.
Celtics can trade.
Okay.
Tim,
if you don't mind, I had one more question for B Smooth.
Yeah.
What's up?
All right. So B Smooth, back in the 2015 season, I believe it was game 32. No, I'm just playing with you. No, but seriously, do you feel like the combination of Tatum and Jaylen Brown is something that this team can still continue to throw out there when they're both pretty, they're ball dominant type players, and they really need to kind of have the opportunity to orchestrate? Do you think that can still coexist? Because it seems to the point where it's a very iffy proposition for them to maintain that. I think it's either they make a really big change where it could mean that you need like an A1 point guard, or maybe you got to move one of these young guys to get a different type of player so the other person can become that true Batman.
I answer this question so much. I'll give a good answer to it. We definitely need a point guard. We need more shooting. I agree with both those. Tatum and Brown can work. Number one, the reason why I saw Kawhi and Paul George worked last year. If Kawhi doesn't tear his ACL, they go to the NBA Finals to beat the Suns, and who knows if they beat the Bucks or not. But because Jaylen Brown and Tatum are so similar to Kawhi and Paul George, I think it can work 100%. Build around and give them shooters, give them a good point guard. Definitely could. I don't know about win a title, but compete at a high level 100%.
I got you. All right, man. Well, it's definitely cool to chop it up with you. Sim, as always, appreciate you, Tony. We'll chop it up. Thank you for taking the call.
Appreciate you, man. Ron, appreciate you, bro. Be smooth. Who's that point guard that you have an eye on?
I would love Ben Simmons. We just couldn't get him without trading Jaylen Brown or Tatum, so it just is not realistic. I would love a guy like Ricky Rubio, who I wanted until he went to Cleveland and it worked out really well. And then Rondo's another guy I wanted because I think it'd be a nice little veteran leadership in the locker room. Now you're at that state now where it's like, I don't know if anything's really worth it to go after and move assets for. None of the point guards I've seen are that like make or break it player unless you can get Ben Simmons some sort of way. I think for us, getting more shooters is more important right now. Getting a Doug McDermott would be amazing to add to our team. A guy that's tall that can shoot the ball, because we're not playing most of our guys that decently can't shoot the ball. So I think shooters are our biggest need right now, not the prime point guard. Especially if Tatum's going to get you 6 assists.
We got one for you.
If it's Kevin Knox, I'm hanging up the phone. I ain't even going to answer the phone.
Evan Fournier. We got Evan Fournier.
Oh, you can have him. You can have him. He made more threes with y'all than he ever did with us. Hey, y'all good.
Yeah. Hey, caller, you're live. Yeah. Tell me your name, where you're from.
Tricky Nicky.
Tricky Nicky, what's going on, man? All right, talk to me.
You call me out?
Talk to me, Tricky.
You call me out, Sam?
I called you out, man. Talk to me. You said Tyrese Halliburton is not you said he's not a point guard.
Well, I want a true point guard. Like, first off, let me start out saying this. Salute to Tony Krill, Knicks and Bruises.
Yes, sir.
Like, that was the second or third show I saw. Salute to Nothing But Nick. Salute to the chat.
Appreciate you.
Be smooth. I think this is the second time I've seen you. Love you. Respect. Man, there's another Celtics podcast I was on earlier tonight after the game. I watched it on NBA TV, but you call me out. You call me out about Halliburton. Really, is he a true point guard in your opinion? Do you think he is that good? Because in my opinion, that's not the guy we need. We don't need to sell out, losing R.J. Barrett. We need to keep him. He's young yet. What is he, 22 now?
RJ still 21, I believe.
Yeah, okay. So he's young. Like, and when you got these guys that are so young, we're a young team. Why are Knicks fans like all chomping at the, you know what I mean? We're thinking, hey, we got to win now. We got to win it all now.
But I'm not.
I think we're building something, don't you?
I do. But I'm not talking about trading RJ for Tyrese Halliburton. I would try to get him without trading RJ, so that we're adding Halliburton with RJ and Randle, and so now, maybe that's a nice young core of a point guard, small forward, shooting guard, whatever you want to call RJ, and a power forward. And with Halliburton, I think you can take the ball out of Randle's hands and let Halliburton facilitate and run that offense. And I think he's a Tom Thibodeau type of guy, the way he plays defense.
I think IQ is showing us something, don't you?
I do. I think he is. I think he's showing us something. IQ is playing some good basketball, but I don't think he's the facilitator that the Knicks need. And I think that Halliburton is that guy.
Man, I'm gonna have to watch him. I'm not gonna disrespect you on your show ever. I'm gonna have to watch him and see what I see. But bottom line, like, if I think about it, that's not our guy, man. Like, we need to stay where we're at. We need to stay put. If you're asking me if I'm gonna trade anybody, it's Mitch and Obi. Those two guys need to go. And the reason being is Obi needs a point guard. We don't have one. Second reason is Mitchell Robinson. He didn't gain 20 pounds of muscle where he could just run up and down the court. He gained 20 pounds of fat where he can't rebound anymore and even set a screen right. He can't do it. How many years does he need? Like, I don't know what you think about that, but in my opinion, I'm like,
but Tricky.
I'm tired of watching it for so many years. Like with Knox, if we got Knox here on our roster and we don't even play him, trade him too. Get rid of him.
But Tricky, do you think you say you want to sit still, but do you think that this roster, they're gonna have a hard time making the playoffs this year? When you look at what's coming up, they're going to have a tough time making the playoffs this year, right? Without a true facilitator, I don't think this roster, can they get better? I think they can get a little bit better, right? Because eventually they'll learn how to play with each other better. But I don't think they can go to where, I don't think they can take another level without having a facilitator out there on the floor. I just don't.
Right. And then when you look at Derrick Rose, like him getting hurt and he's out 2 months, and you look at Kemba Walker, that directly affected Obi Toppin's gameplay. When he had Derrick Rose in that second unit, Obi, he played like a star. And even when Obi and Rose were closing, like, not closing the fourth quarter, but mid-fourth quarter, those guys, they would rock it. But Obi doesn't have that right now. That's why Obi's getting 11 minutes against Boston in New York 2 days ago. And that's why he's not performing now. He doesn't have that guy. I'm telling you, IQ might be the point guard.
I don't know. Speaking of IQ,
he's got that it factor. Like he believes in himself. Don't you believe that, Sam? Come on.
Yes, I believe that he believes in himself, and he does have a nice it factor. I don't know if he's your point guard to lead the team. Ayub Matan, thank you for the super chat. He said all the young guys on this team are role players. IQ is the only with a ceiling. He has the it factor. When he wants to score, he will score. And I do listen. He does have a factor. He's, he's got a great personality. He's, that he can explode. And give you some buckets. I don't know if he's the facilitator that I think this team needs. And that's not anything. I'm not trying to say anything bad about IQ, right? I would love to keep IQ on this team because he's like a microwave. You know what I mean? He can come in and heat it up right off top. He'll get hot for you. That said, if I can find the right player, I would trade IQ as well. I mean, you know me, I'll trade anybody for the right player. I'll trade anybody. I don't think anybody's safe. But I think that Tyrese Halliburton would fit this team, plays defense the way that Tom Thibodeau wants to play defense, has the smarts from that guard position that I don't think we have on this team right now. And he's young, so, you would have time to grow together a little bit with those guys.
Do you think that, here's a question. We keep RJ. We keep IQ. You put RJ back at the shooting guard position.
Mm-hmm.
That means Fournier's got to go. I'm just hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
So you got IQ and RJ. You got Randle at power forward. You're trading Obi and Mitch, in my eyes, and you're getting a Miles Turner type guy or somebody similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring in Halliburton with those guys.
I mean,
how does that work?
If the Knicks were able to do that, well, you got Halliburton, you still got RJ, you got Randle, and you were able to bring in a Miles Turner, and then you figure out who's going to play that other wing position. If you have to move Fournier from there, maybe it's Grimes. I don't know. I think you got something going right there, for real. I think you got something going because Miles Turner, while he's not, gonna every night give you 5 threes or something like that, he can stretch the floor a little bit. He can rebound. He can block shots. He can score a little bit in the post every once in a while. So now there's a few more things you can do on offense. He'll help to spread the floor out a little more for Julius Randle. You got Tyrese Halliburton that's able to help to get some of these other guys involved. You can take the ball out of Randle's hands. That would look really, really nice, Tricky. That would look really, really nice if you did something like that.
I'm going to say one more thing. We got 200 and some plus watching, 84 likes. Let's get it up. Get it up.
Appreciate that.
You know how to get it up.
Yes,
Hit that like button, subscribe. Salute to Tony Crow. Salute to Sim, nothing but next. Salute to Josh, a.k.a. Uncle Julio. He's probably not here because Randle didn't have a good night, but that's okay. But anyhow, I want to say one more thing. Tony Crow, clean that litter box. I got cats too. I know that litter box is dirty. You've been on this show too long for that litter box not to be dirty. So, but I love you guys. Thank you for calling me out. Hit that like button, subscribe. Tricky is out.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the call. That's Tricky Nicky, man. Hey, be smooth, man. You come more often, you're going to find we got some characters that call up.
Definitely got some characters here.
Tricky Nicky is one of the best, though.
That's what you get from New York. He said something really interesting, and I had to talk about it really quickly about this staying patient, waiting. You have young players. Why not wait it out? Because they're the same thing with the Celtics fans. The Knicks, the last time they won a title was, what year was that?
1972.
Okay, 72. I don't think my dad was born yet. So the fact of this sitting here and waiting for something to happen and being patient for what? If you have yet to been to an NBA final since what, 99 season or 2000 season when Patrick Ewing, why are you continuing to wait? You got to make moves. You got to do something to try to compete in today's league. You don't build teams by just waiting. Only team that done that was the Warriors, and they had amazing talent. Teams get trades, teams do free agency to get teams better. So that's just how the NBA is nowadays.
Yeah. I agree with you. And that's why I always argue with people that are like, oh, go into the draft. I'm like,
no.
Come on, man. Let's make some moves. Let's make something happen. Let's get better. Let's give ourselves a chance. You know what I mean? Young players are nice. It's fun to have them. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to win. I don't got time to go backwards. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to another phone call here. Then I'm going to get to a super chat. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Hey, how you doing? This is Zahim from Brooklyn.
What's going on, Ahim? How you feeling, man?
I'm sorry, Zahim.
Zahim. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I usually call in. I just want to know, what do you guys think about Jalen Brunson? I think he's a good point guard for us. He's tough. He's a passer. He can score. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I like Jalen Brunson as well. I think that Jalen Brunson, is a Malcolm Brogdon type. I'm not going to say he's Malcolm Brogdon or exactly the same, but that type of guard that I think would do well with this team. I think Tom Thibodeau likes him. And maybe they even got their eye on Jalen Brunson. I don't know, but I think Tom Thibodeau likes him. Tom Thibodeau coached his dad.
Yep, New York Times.
So, and if you know anything about the Knicks, connections mean everything for this front office. You know what I'm saying? Connections mean everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with Jalen Brunson at some time.
Yeah, also what the guy was saying with Celtics, be smooth. I totally agree with him. I know before y'all talked about Ben Simmons, a lot of people say they wouldn't like Ben Simmons. Man, listen, the Knicks can get Ben Simmons, I'm getting Ben Simmons. He can rebound, he can push the ball, he's going to get people involved. I feel like everybody's talking about last year what he did, but I think he will fit very well. We need someone like that. Definitely if we're going to lose Obi Toppin, we need someone that can push, someone that's athletic. We don't have that. And Obi does. I feel bad for Obi because I like him, but we don't have a point guard, so he's just looking very bad out there. And I feel like once we figure out our situation with point guards, I think that's when we're going to be better. Because for years now, we just keep saying we need a point guard, and it's
yeah. I mean, I like Ben Simmons. I don't like the price tag of Ben Simmons. And also, I feel like if you bring in Ben Simmons, it's going to be either Randle or RJ that's out of here. And do you actually
be both?
Do you actually get better?
Yeah, it's tough. We need something.
Maybe you get a little bit, but are you going to have to give up so much for Ben Simmons that? And it's like that, I guess, with anyone who's making the amount of money that Ben Simmons is making, unless you can find some crafty way to do it. It's going to be hard for it to be Ben Simmons and Julius Randle together.
So what if they do a 3-team deal or something? I don't know, a 3-team deal to make it work.
Because he's making $35 million this year, and then in his last year he makes $40 million. But so you got to figure out how do you give up $35 million in contracts, and it's got to be people that other teams want.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't just throw names out there and expect that other teams are going to want that player. It's got to be players that other people want. You know what I'm saying? So I think that makes it tough.
Also, would y'all take, I don't know, I'm not saying, say we don't make a big trade. Okay, would you take, I know people might be mad, but would you take D'Angelo Russell of Minnesota? He's a solid point guard. He's not the best of best point guards, but he's a great point guard.
Let me tell you something. Just before we brought in the summer that we brought in Julius Randle, and the whole thing was about the Knicks getting Kyrie and KD. I actually did a video where I said, let's go get D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle, and not worry about Kyrie and KD. And then try to fill out the roster around those guys. I would take D'Angelo. I don't know what his contract is right now. Obviously, a lot of things.
They're looking to trade him right here.
But based on the player, I would take D'Angelo Russell.
I see people in the chat say he get hurt a lot. I know it's like I'm trying to think like what else is out there for them to like really get.
It's tough. I know it's tough, and you know I would love it because then I can go get me a Knicks jersey that says Russell on the back. You know, my last name is Russell. I can go get me a Knicks jersey that says Russell on the back.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm trying to think, but all right, one more last thing. All right, what about Cam Reddish? That's been on my mind heavy. Like, get Cam Reddish over here. I don't know if they'll take Fournier, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Cam Reddish over here. I think he's gonna be special. He reminds me like a Paul George player.
I think Cam Reddish is
couple more years,
good.
he's gonna be like a Paul George guy.
I don't think they want Fournier, or if they do take Fournier, we're gonna have to take back like Gallinari or something like that.
Yeah, I don't want Gallo.
You know, and I don't want Gallo. I don't want Gallo right now. So, you know, moving Fournier for Cam Reddish, I don't think it's gonna be that simple. I mean, I would rather, you know, find a way to give up a draft pick and maybe another young guy for Cam Reddish instead of.
I don't know, maybe the Hawks do us a deal, but the way the owner's talking, he feel like he's under the cheese, like he's ready to blow it up. So I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if they, you know, Cam Reddish. The thing about it, I think they don't want to pay Cam Reddish.
Yeah, he's a free agent. I think.
Right. Right. They don't want to extend his contract. You know, I guess they don't think he's worth it at this point. So maybe they feel like they can. Maybe they only want a draft pick for him.
You have to pay one of them. It's him and DeAndre Hunter is in the same class. You have to pay one of them, and Hunter's a better player. At least now.
Oh yeah, DeAndre Hunter. I like DeAndre Hunter a lot.
He's a good player.
Yeah, I like DeAndre Hunter a lot. So they got to pay one of those two guys. Earlier in the season, before he was playing, it was out there that they were looking for a draft pick for Cam Reddish. Now that he's playing and he's been playing well, they might be looking for a little bit more.
Yeah,
than just a draft pick. So, but I would love to get him here.
I just hope they don't do anything stupid like and go trade for Westbrook or some crazy thing. I just hope they don't do nothing stupid. I don't know what we can do, but something got to be done. Like this is just getting very annoying.
Keisha99 said Gallo has only $5 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
That would make a difference. That would definitely make a difference. I don't know what his entire contract structure looks like, but that would definitely make a difference.
Yeah,
but would they take Fournier if they're trying to get rid of Gallo? That means they're trying to get rid of his contract. Would they take Fournier and his contract? You know.
I mean, I think they have the same type of defensive liabilities. Mm-hmm. So it's really about, do they believe in Fournier's ability with a point guard, a real point guard?
He might be a little redundant there in Atlanta.
What do we?
You might as well just keep Gallo was really good last year. You might as well just keep Gallo.
All right, so I don't know what we do.
That's true, and the money could come off if they don't want him.
Right.
Yeah.
Would y'all take CJ McCollum?
CJ McCollum?
Yeah, would you take him?
I mean, I like him as a player. I don't know how much money he makes.
I don't know if he'd be starting point. I don't know him, Randle. It's just Randle. It's so hard.
And what are they gonna? What do we? They will only take. We can only get him if they're moving Dame and blowing it up. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna get him, do a trade with us that is not gonna make him better and like kind of appease Dame. You know what I mean? So now if Dame gets moved, then maybe we could go ahead and kind of swoop in and make an offer from McCollum. I think they're gonna move him. The way Simons has been looking lately, I don't know. I feel like they're just gonna trade him. I feel like it's gonna happen.
I mean, I feel like they need to blow it up anyway. They're done. Yeah. They're not going anywhere.
They're done. I want them to blow it up so bad.
Yeah. Be smooth. Which I know it probably wouldn't be possible because he costs so much. But if you had the ability to get Dame,
that'd be good.
Would you put Dame with Tatum and Brown if you had the ability to get him?
If that three can work, I still say no. I wouldn't do it. I think Dame is so much similar to Kyrie Irving, and we saw what happened there. Even if the chemistry is different and they're two different personalities, the play style is pretty similar. If anything, Kyrie's a better player than Dame. So no, I don't think it would work. I might as well just, especially Tatum and Brown are more older, better players than they were when they played with Kyrie, more ball dominant now.
Right.
I don't see it working, so I'd say no.
Hey, be smooth. I got one for you.
Yes,
Because I think this is gonna happen. I think you guys are gonna end up with Beal.
I see it too.
That's what I think too. You know, it's crazy. I was saying that earlier. I think they're gonna get Bill.
And that's gonna be a dangerous team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up.
They're still going to need a point guard.
But he's adequate enough to run the point.
Yeah, I'm about to say he can run the point.
Beal.
Oh, all right, last thing.
Yeah, I don't think you want
So
Beal running the point.
What
I
I
don't
said
know if
about
that's what
Halliburton, right? I like him.
He's good. He's good enough at it, and he's never done it with those two good of a players around him. He's done it well enough. Like he's filled in for Wall when Wall was still on the team, but injured all the time. That's how he developed into the player that he became. Because prior to that, he was really just a shooter and scorer. The same kind of development that CJ developed with Dame out, having to run the point guard duties. That's how Bill got to be the player he is. He could run the point.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. Caller, you were saying something about Tyrese Halliburton?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut y'all off. Yeah, I said I really like him. Like I thought we were gonna draft him. So would you take him and say? Because I know they're trying to move Marvin Bagley. Would you give him a chance? I know everybody's saying he's a bust and everything. Maybe he needs a new start. I don't know. Would you take him and thing together? Would you
Yes,
take both
I
of them
would.
together?
I would. Marvin
Bagley. I think he needs a new start. I think he could be good. It just it's Sacramento. I know everyone's bad. It's just like I don't.
Right.
Is he playing the five or we moving
Some players just
to
need a new start. Like Kevin Knox, like we could throw him in there. He needs a new start because Tom Thibodeau's never gonna play him. So I think we should, if we can do that, if we can get him and them together, I think that would be cool. I think just to see where it goes. I'm not saying we're gonna go to the championship this year, but we need something got to happen. I can't.
Something got to happen. We need something. There's no doubt about it. We need something. But hey, my man, I appreciate your time, man. Appreciate your call.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no doubt about it. Something got to happen. Big shout out to Blackness. Thank you for the super chat. He said problems started with Randle being an MVP choice. Instead of building around youth fully, going after Zoe, the team split and catered to Randle's timeline. I think Zoe would have been on Randle's timeline too. I wanted Lonzo Ball with this team right here. I wanted the Knicks to go after Lonzo Ball. I thought that he's similar to me. He's similar to Tyrese Halliburton. Right, in their skill set and the things that they can do on the floor, I thought he would have fit very well with this team. And I think with Lonzo Ball, this team looks really, really different. Really different. But that's water under the bridge now because he's in Chicago and you see what Chicago looks like. So, we can forget about that there. I don't know. Both the Knicks and the Celtics need to do something. The Celtics may be sitting in a better position right now than the Knicks looking at their schedule, though. So
100%.
That makes it making it pretty tough, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I am going to head up out of here. Again, please make sure that you go subscribe to Be Smooth. All right, I'm putting his link in the chat right now. All right, so go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Check out all his content.
Appreciate it.
Troll all of his Boston Celtics videos. You know what I'm saying? Just you go ahead and troll it up. And all of that. But hey, Be Smooth, I appreciate you for coming on, spending some time with us, talking Knicks, Celtics, other NBA news and things like that. Man, I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
It's definitely been awesome. I'm definitely going to get you on the podcast sometime this week, hopefully. We'll talk some more Knicks, trash them a little bit. It's always good when the Knicks lose. I mean, it feels like it's a holiday almost. It's Christmas all over.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Any last words you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, man, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate everyone joining in and listening to me ramble off, and it's been a fun time.
Yeah, no doubt. Tony?
Be Smooth, I appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir.
Maybe if we're lucky, we can meet in the playoffs somehow, some way. and do this again. But otherwise we gotta wait till next year. But I think we should continue this this back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might happen.
We'll be in the playoffs. Y'all can watch us. I mean, we can all do a little big thing. Maybe game day can support us. But I mean, y'all can watch from home. I mean, it'll be a nice little.
Now, I don't know. I think we might end up playing in the play-in.
Wow.
How's that?
A little disrespectful. I don't know about that one.
Huh? How's that?
I mean, they're the 9th seed, we're the 10th seed, or we're the 9th seed, they're the 10th seed. Play that one game. I think there's a chance that we could play in the play-in.
We'll see in 2 months if they're the 9th seed or they're more like on the 14th seed, the Knicks, where the Knicks.
We'll see. Well, I think the Knicks are going to step up during this time because when you look at those teams, though, while there's a lot of good names out there, some of those teams are struggling themselves.
True.
Some of those teams are struggling. You look at the Clippers; they're kind of struggling out there. The Lakers. I mean, we already beat the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So there's some teams, obviously the Phoenix and Golden State, Miami, those are tough teams, but we beat Philadelphia twice already. So I think we can, we play them back to back, a home and home. I think we can split. We can get one of those. So, we'll be in there. I think we're still going to be in the mix. I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to happen.
I like the optimistic, but boy, oh boy, man, oh man.
And
there's going to be a lot of prayers for the New York Knicks fans.
And Tony, earlier today, I said R.J. Barrett is to Jason Tatum what Eli Manning was to Tom Brady. And we get in the playoffs, play-in, whatever. We get in the play-in. I think R.J.'s going to prove it. Watch.
I need it on a T-shirt. I need an Eli Manning. It says my boy RJ Barrett. I need it on a T-shirt. MBK, go ahead. I need my royalty for the idea already. But
yeah.
No, hey man, shout out to the chat, man. Be smooth. Appreciate you, Sim.
Yes, sir.
Keep doing your thing as always. Your blackest time.
No doubt, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate your time. We're up out of here. Sometime tomorrow. I don't know when. Sometime tomorrow we'll probably do a shoot around show. We'll listen to Tom Thibodeau, RJ Barrett, and those guys in the post-game interviews and break that down and talk about it, talk some more about the game and some other things. So appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. Out of here. Peace. Spread love.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.